World War One. When Canada started World War One in 1914, there were many people who said Canada, as a fledgling nation, is not ready for war. The events over the next 4 years proved that to be actually true. In 1915, Colonel John McCrae introduced the poem in Flanders Fields. You all remember the Flanders Fields, the poppies grow, roll and roll. In 1916, a Canadian ambulance driver named Lawrence Benyon, he also wrote a poem called For the Fallen. And it said on this, they shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them. I always thought those words were so very, very profound. In 1916, a French teacher named Madame Gorion started making imitation poppies, which she made for her family and friends who had lost loved ones in the war in Europe. And what she did, she eventually contacted the International Committee, and the International Committee was so intrigued with what she had done, they took over the poppy business. This is why we have the incredible poppy business, what we have today. 1918, Germany, we did not know it at the time, had had enough of the war. There was secret moves ahead with the Allied government to end the war. They came out with what was called the Triple 11 movement. I all know it does. The 11th of November, the 11th hour, that date. That was when a new word came to being then. It's called armistice. 1919, thousands of people descended on Europe. These people got the name of pilgrims. They wanted to see where the big battles had been. They wanted to see where their loved ones had been killed, where they were buried. There was hundreds of Canadians involved in that. 1920, what happened then? The British government approached Field Marshal A, who had been the Allied commander for much of World War I, and said, what we want you to do is go through the British Empire and amalgamate all the various veteran organization groups. We want them into one group. They came up with the Royal British Legion. That was the name. That was seconded by the Royal Canadian Legion. Then, the major project, what Field Marshal was told, was nobody likes the word armistice. We want a military ceremonial parade to replace the so-called Armistice Day. Right, so he was given a lot of limitations. He was told, this has to be approved by the British government, it has to be approved by the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the various religious groups, the Veterans Organization, and the survivors. Well, would you believe? 1921, his committee came up with a solution. They presented that solution to the British government. It was passed right away, and it was seconded by Canada. In turn, it was quickly followed by Australia and New Zealand. Then, amazingly, incredibly, by 55 other states and countries around the world. Yes, we then had our Remembrance Day service. That's how that came about. That service was instituted in 1921. And that is the service that I go to, and everybody else in the Legion goes to, at the cenotaph on the 11th of November. We all attend that ceremony. And it's been going on now for over 100 years. Amazing when you think about it. In mid-1920s, Canada formed a group. After a lot of discussion, they finally decided they were going to make 2 war memorials in Europe. The first one was at a place called Menin Gate at Ypres in Belgium. The second memorial to be put up was going to be at Vimy Ridge, with the greatest victory in World War I. Eventually, when the cenotaphs or the memorials were completed, there was a listing of 18,285 Canadian names added to those 2 memorials. 18,285 Canadians who had died, who had no known grave. If you look at the overall picture for World War I, 600,000 Canadian service personnel served in World War I. Of that, 170,000 were wounded. 70,000 were killed. That's a lot of people. If you look at Canada as a nation, as a sovereign nation, Canada served in 2 world wars, 3 smaller wars, and over 70 United Nations missions around the world of one way, shape, or form or the other. That's a lot of missions. If you look at the totals, it's actually over 125,000 Canadians, servicemen and women, have made the ultimate sacrifice. They have done 3 things for us. Really? 3 things? Yes. You can get up in the morning, look in the mirror, and you can say, yes, I am a Canadian. When you've had time to have a look around, maybe have a cup of coffee, and think things over, you can say, you know, I live in the best country in the world. Thirdly, you have something so many other countries in this world will never have. But for the effort of those people who made the ultimate sacrifice, this country has a heritage. What is so envious for so many countries? Something so many countries will never ever have. Thank you.